Aloha friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittney and I do mostly subscription unboxings, but occasionally a makeup, skincare, empties video kind of thing. Today I'm doing a makeup tutorial. It's kind of 4th of July themed and inspired in part by my shirt because it reminds me of fireworks. I hope you're having a happy 4th of July. And if you want to see how this look was created, just keep on watching. And a special shout out to Lauren Coxey. I know you've been asking for a makeup tutorial. Hopefully you like this one, and everyone have a fantastic day, and just keep on watching. Start with foundation. I'm just going to put a little bit on the back of my hand. This is the Purely's Perfect Glow BB Cream with SPF 30. I already put my sunscreen on, but never hurts to add a little bit of extra SPF. And what I do is I take a brush. This is flat foundation brush, and I just stipple it onto my face. If you notice a little bit of weirdness going on right here, I do have an acne patch on. I developed a pimple overnight that wasn't there last night, so that's always super fun. This foundation is in the shade light medium, and it's a teeny bit light for my skin, but I'll add some bronzer in a little bit and I will make it work. And I usually go from the center out, and then I don't go underneath my eyes because I don't want too much product there, because then it makes my concealer crease a bit more. So yeah, I just go right underneath. And I get my temples and I go along the edge of my jaw just to make sure it's blended out, and then again right underneath my eye. And one thing I did notice that I am not the biggest fan of about the Purely's is the packaging, because if you use too much, there's no way to get it back in there really, so you just waste product, which I am not a fan of wasting product, so I probably would not repurchase it due to that alone. The packaging, I don't know if they have a version that has a different packaging, but it's not, I honestly thought I would hate it. It is a little light, as you can tell. I'm looking a little ghostly, but the formula isn't bad. I haven't been the biggest fan of Purely's products, but honestly, it's not terrible. Is it my favorite complexion product? Well, no, it's not. But will I use it? Sure. Especially with it being a hot Texas summer, a nice light BB cream just feels a little bit better to use. I actually got the right amount of product this time, so I didn't really waste any, which is a plus. But that's one step down out of 4,000. Okay, now I'm going to do my concealer, and I'm going to do the Robert Welch technique. If you don't know who Robert Welch is, you should check him out. He's on YouTube. He's a professional makeup artist, and what he does is he just puts like 2 dots right in the inside corner, 1 dot on the outside corner, and I'm going to do one at a time, one eye at a time, and then you just take your ring finger and you blend it out until it's pretty sheer, and then you do the same thing on the inside corner. And I take it a little bit up into this corner of my eye. I take it a little bit down my nose, not too far, and then towards the center of my eye, but not all the way, because I do have a pretty prominent wrinkle right there that I don't want to get a lot of concealer in. So once that's blended pretty nicely, then you take whatever excess you have on your finger and you bridge the gap between the two blended spots. So that way you just don't have a lot of concealer in any fine lines, creases, or wrinkles you might have underneath your eye. And then you do the same exact thing with the other side, trying not to use a whole lot of product. Like, if you have pretty smooth under eyes, you probably don't have to worry about this too much, because you don't have to worry about it getting in your fine lines and wrinkles like me. But if you do have fine lines and wrinkles, I really, really like this technique, but it doesn't work with every single concealer. I've had a few concealers I've tried this technique with, and it's just not the same. This is the Pretty Vulgar Undercover concealer. It is in the middle ground. It is a shade that's kind of more like my skin tone, maybe a little darker. So I know some people like to use lighter concealers under their eyes, but this was sent to me in a BoxyCharm. It was the shade I actually picked. So if I were to pick again, I might pick a shade lighter if they had a shade lighter, but the shade lighter that was available at the time was like really light for my skin. And I don't like going too light under my eyes. I just maybe like a shade or two. Okay, so now that that is all blended, what I usually do is I take a setting powder. This is the Kat Von D Lock-It Translucent Setting Powder, and I am almost completely out of this. Just take a little and tap it into the cap. Not too much, like I'll show you how much I got, just right here. And then I'll just take it, I dust it off so that I don't have a whole lot of extra powder, and I just lightly tap underneath my eye. I don't do baking. I find that that really, really enhances the texture underneath my eyes, and I do not need to enhance that texture. So I just lightly dust it underneath my eye, and then I'll usually take a little bit, put it on my cupid's bow areas where I tend to get a little more sweaty, which is right here underneath my lip, right there, and a little bit on my chin. I find most of the time when I do powder like right here, it just tends to look a little cakey, so I just lightly dust on the middle of my forehead. And then from that step, I do my brows. I am going to be using the Billion Dollar Brow Bestsellers Kit. I've been using this all the time. I got one in a BoxyCharm and one in an Ipsy, and I've already used the pencil for my Ipsy. This is the pencil from my BoxyCharm. I just really like brow pencils, as long as they're not stiff. I got one from one company, I think it's called Scone, and it was so stiff, but the tip wasn't exactly pencil-like either. It was kind of like a triangle. Just brushing any product I may have in my brows out, and then doing the whole brow thing. I start at like the middle and draw a line towards the end at the bottom and the top. And then I hold it more towards the ends for like lighter strokes, and I trace the outside of my brows with very light hair-like strokes. And I don't fill in the middle, but I brush it through the middle to give it a lighter look in the front. And I will go through and color in some of the sparse areas, but I don't want to be too heavy-handed in the front of my brow. I want it to be a lot darker towards the end. And then I just do the same thing with my other brow. Try to do this side a little quicker. And just brush through. Try to brush that product through there. And I know that's not like the best brow job I've ever done, but it works for me. All right. And then I take the concealer and I put it just underneath my brow, like that. And then I leave it like that. Just kidding. and then I blend it out with the concealer blending brush, just to give a little bit of definition to the underside of my brows, because I do have some scragglers there. I know some people go in and like pluck their brows, but I don't do that very often. Probably should, because my brows can get quite crazy, but that's why I love a good underbrow concealer. Okay, so that is brows done, but I do usually add just a little bit of brow gel, and I brush it through my brows just to get the straggling hairs a little bit more manageable. There we go. And brows are done. Okay, I brought for contour and bronzer and blush, contour, blush, and highlighter, the Cover FX Perfector Face Palette, which I really, really enjoy. So where is my contour brush? I dip into this contour shade here, and then I just go right here, with the contour. It's a little bit heavier on the other side, so I'm going to add more to this side, and just kind of buff it up a little bit. To not make the line as harsh. And then I do a little bit of contouring on my forehead. I don't need too much because I do have a kind of small forehead, so I don't need to make a really big contour. Just a little bit. And then I go right here on my jawline. And then I usually pinch the brush so that I have a smaller surface area and contour my nose. I know you could probably use a different brush for this, like a smaller brush, but I find pinching it works just fine for me. And then a little dab right here. Dust it off a little bit so there's not bronzer on it, or not contour on it, and just make that line a little less harsh for my nose contour. Alright, I'm gonna do bronzer, so I'll put that palette down to the side and do my bronzer really quick. This is the Too Faced Chocolate Gold Soleil bronzer, and I'm using an Alamar Cosmetics bronzer brush. I'm just going to lightly tap in because it is kind of dark. And try not to use too much. Just gently dab it and buff it up. I just do bronzer on my cheeks and my forehead. I don't know if people do it other places than that, but I find that serves my makeup pretty well. Okay, bronzer done. Now I'm going to move on to the blush. Get my blush brush, grab that Cover FX palette again, swirl it in there, tap off excess, and kind of stipple it. I don't go all the way to the apples of my cheeks because they're already kind of red, so I don't necessarily need extra pigment there. And then I just like work up towards my temple. Do the same thing on the other side. A kind of stippling motion. I smile when I do it. I know some people tell you not to smile, so if you think it looks better not smiling, then totally don't smile, but I don't know. I smile when I put on blush. Sue me. And then I'll swirl it around when it gets to the end to make sure it just looks blended. There's the blush. Now the highlighter. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the more pinky shade of highlighter, dip my fan brush into it, and I sweep it over like the apples of my cheeks, and then I'll just brush, do the same thing on the other side, and I just try to blend it into my blush a little bit. And then I'll do the bridge of my nose right here. I'll do the tip of my nose. Some people love nose highlight, some people don't. I like to do nose highlight. And then my Cupid's bow. I like that to be extra shiny. And then I'll take a little bit and press it underneath my eyebrow. And then swipe it. Give that area a little bit of highlight. There is a brightener in here, and I do use that underneath my eyebrow just to make it pop a little bit more, and then I'll take what's ever left and just kind of dust it everywhere else. So that's that. That is done. Now we have the eyes, and I'm gonna do like a 4th of July look, red, white, and blue. The eyes will be white and blue. The lips will be red. I'm just going to take a little bit of the Zoeva eyeshadow primer and pop that onto my eyelids really quick. Don't need too much. I'm just using a little bit. And I tap it. I put it on one ring finger and then I tap it to distribute it evenly towards my other ring finger. So this is about how much I used on my other eye and how much I'm going to use on this eye. And then actually what is ever left of the primer, I just gently tap on the bridge of my nose because I do wear glasses. So sometimes that helps my makeup to not get all weird in that area. Okay, so there is that. Now we are going to do the eyeshadow makeup, and I thought it'd be kind of fun. Like if one eye ends up looking drastically different than the other, I can go redo it. But I thought it'd be kind of fun to do like a battle of the palettes with the blue and the white. So I will start with the Stupid Love eyeshadow palette by Lady Gaga. And I'm going to use a fluffy blending brush first and go in with this kind of lighter blue shade here and use that in the crease. Okay. Just gently dabbing it into the crease. Usually I make a sweeping motion, but I find the pigment's not really staying super well if I use the sweeping motion, so I'm trying to dab it in there to get the most color payoff that I can from this blue. Okay, so there's that. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a liner brush and take this darker blue right here and go from the outside corner of my eye, make like a line, and then brush it into the crease a little bit, about halfway. Like that. And then I will fill in on a diagonal. So kind of like a little triangle. Oh, I'm getting some fallout. Fallout City. Okay, did I bring a... Ooh, I do not think I brought a, like, swiping brush. So I'm going to try to clean off this contour brush a little bit more and gently swipe the blue. Oh, it's not wanting to go away. Well, there you go. It's gotta be enough for now. Okay, and then I'm gonna take this blending brush again and just gently try to blend out any harsh edges. It's kind of going away. That's all right. Okay, and then I am going to take this flat brush and grab the white color and just pat that on the rest of my lid. Okay, so that's the blue side with eyeshadow from the Lady Gaga palette. And now we will move on to the Jeffree Star palette and see if there is any difference between the two eyes. Who knows? There might be, there might not be. They might look the same, they might look completely different. But let's... Again, I'm going to swipe off the Lady Gaga color. I'm going to move into this light blue from his palette. Again, kind of tapping so I get more color payoff. Not really noticing much fallout from this one, but okay. And then again with the liner brush, taking the more vibrant blue on this side and doing the same thing with the line going up and into the crease. I'm trying to go like the same distance with both of them. And then across. I think the blue in the Lady Gaga palette might be a little more pigmented. Maybe not. That line too far, but oh well. I'm just gonna put a little, oh, I can't, that's a different one. Okay, and then fill it in. Okay, so there's that side. Can you tell a difference? And taking the blending brush and kind of trying to blend out any harshness. And then grabbing that, where'd it go? There it is, grabbing the white from this palette, which doesn't look quite as white as the, in the pan at least, as the Lady Gaga one, but we'll see what happens. You want to put just a little bit of white in the inner corner. Oops. Oh well. So that is the blue and white eye with both palettes. And I am just going to take a clean blending brush and just try to blend that out a little bit more. You can let me know in the comment down below which eye you like better, or if you think they are too similar to really tell a difference. And then I'm going to do something kind of fun. I'm going to do black and, or not black, sorry. Oh no, where'd it go? I had a white, oh there it is. Blue and white eyeliner. I'm going to do the blue eyeliner where the white part of my eye, the white makeup is, and the blue where the white where the blue is. I cannot speak, you guys. Okay. This does take some like finessing, but okay. This particular eyeliner can sometimes dry out pretty quick whenever you take it out of the little component. Doesn't spill. So you have to work with it kind of quickly. Sorry, my mirror's down here. Okay, one blue side. Ooh, that was too far. Oh. Alright, and I just line the white side of my eye with the blue. Trying to get the pigment even, but like I said, this one does kind of dry out sometimes faster than I can make a line. Okay, so there's the blue line with the blue eyeliner, and now we're gonna do white on the blue on the outside. Ooh, it's kind of picking the color up of the blue and not really making a white line. So dab it and see if that helps a little bit. Marginally. It's not as white as I was hoping it would be. It kind of gets lost in the blue. It's white on my finger, but when it actually gets to the like blue part of my eye, it kind of muddies it and makes it look like a lighter blue. But that's okay. Alright, and I think maybe I'll draw a little star. Ooh, that's not drawing. I was wanting to draw a little star, but it's not. There we go. It's not very pigmented, so you can't really tell that it's a star, but I'm trying to draw a little star in the outside corner of my eye. Okay, so that didn't really go according to plan, but we're almost done. We just have to do the lippy. Oh no, we have to do mascara. Mascara real quick. This is the Kevyn Aucoin. Oh, and this was the Kat Von D Inkwell liner in Dark Wave and the Rimmel Color Precise eyeliner in white, which I'm not a fan of. And again, the Kevyn Aucoin Expert Mascara. Oh, I just got it underneath. I'll clean that up later. It's looking spidery. Hold on. It didn't look like this yesterday. I used the same mascara yesterday because I threw out a lot of mascaras that I'd had for a while because I just recently got this one. So I'll probably be using this one quite a bit more now that I don't have any more mascaras. Well, I have like 3 other ones, but those are getting close to the time to throw out too, I think. This mascara is not my favorite. But I'll use it. Now that I have like 4 billion little black specks to clean up around my eyes. Okay, now the lippy. And what I'm going to do is I am just going to try to wipe the stove foot off as much as I can. And put it in the center of my lips only. Lightly. Blot it, just spread it out a little bit. And this is the Dose of Colors lipstick, liquid lipstick and date night. And then I'm going to take my finger and, oh, got it on my teeth and everywhere. And blot it out. Now that I've blotted it out, I'm just going to take a little bit of this Fenty lip gloss. I try not to use the wand because I got it super red one time. And swipe that. Onto my lips. I'm just going to use a tiny bit more. Oh, there goes my mirror. Okay, so this is the finished look. I forgot to bring my setting spray out here, so I will do that later, but this is my 4th of July look, so let me know in the comments down below what you think of it. If you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If not, give it a thumbs down. Helps me gauge what kind of content you guys like. And then if you've watched a few of my other videos or you just really like this one, feel free to hit that subscribe button. And yeah, leave a comment down below. Tell me what look you did for 4th of July, what you think of this look, whatever you want to leave. But whether you like, don't like, subscribe, don't subscribe, comment or don't comment. I hope you have a fantastic day. Happy 4th of July, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye!